These are my new wedges, and I have been waiting for these for a little while now, and I just want to see what my full shot distances are with them. But we've got the Cleveland RTZ Tour Rack. Tour Rack last year being the rusty version of the golf club. This year they don't rust, but they don't have a plating on them, they don't have a finish on them, so they are a little bit more open to the elements. Now, one little thing I've noticed is I haven't got these on the course yet. They've just been going in and out of my bag. There is just a little bit of marking that kind of like appears on there. Once I hit a few shots, that will kind of like iron itself out. I just need to get some divots. But I've chosen to have 4 wedges in my golf bag in addition to my pitching wedge. So I've made my pitching wedge 2 degrees stronger, which is then 44 degrees. And then I have a 4-degree gap to the 48, 52, 56 and 60. I do have 2 60s available to me. I've got one in a low bounce, one in a mid bounce. The one in the low bounce is the one that will find its way into my golf bag more often because it's just that little bit sharper. When I get into the winter, I might get that mid bounce out just to give myself a little bit more help and a little bit more relief. You may have seen in my full what's in the bag video what's happening with the shafts and stuff, but in the 48 to the 56, I've got the same shafts as my irons. I've got the Modus Tour 105X in the top 3 clubs because I'm going to be hitting more full shots with them, and then I get a little bit closer to the green with my 60, and I probably don't hit this full as often. I probably hit a full 60 once every 6 rounds, and it's when I've missed a fairway and I want to get over the trees. I just want to know what the full shot does with it just for that scenario, but mostly partial shots will be hit with this. This one's slightly different. In the Modus wedge shaft in the 115, and in the 115 it's just that little bit heavier, it's just got that little bit more bend to it, so it's just a little bit softer. So those closer shots to the green, I've just got a little bit more feel for it because it's specifically where I'm going to be using that club. Let's get some full swings underway and just see what my stock yardages are going to be. I like to see this bit here as a continuation of the irons. With my irons I get yardages, I get a yardage, a yardage, a yardage, a yardage. With my wedges, I want to continue that same trend because I want to have loads of choice all the way down, and I've sacrificed the club at the top of the bag to give myself room to have these in there because I only allowed 14 clubs. But I'm loving these grips. These are the Lamkin Standard 1150 Standard Plus. So they're slightly bigger on this bottom part of the grips. So when I get my secondary yardages in, I'm going to hit my full shot from here. We're going to get through the ball, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the grip. I'm going to hit the club full, and it will give me something just less than full. But at the minute, I'm just going to get the full numbers. So the golf ball that I play with is the Srixon Z-Star Diamond, and the yardage on my pitching wedge is 145 yards and then 137 when I go to the bottom of the grip. So again, I've got a secondary yardage when I just get down there. So 145, 137, I'm predicting 135-ish. But it is what it is. I don't want to fish for a yardage. I just want to whack the ball and see what comes out on this next shot. How close is it to 145? Ooh, we've got 140. That was a groove low. Ooh, it's dropped quite a lot. Maybe that 140 was more than I thought, and I took my foot off the pedal. 136. On a side note, there is a chance to win a hat. All you got to do is jump in the comments on another video, not this one, and you've got to write nuked, and then you've got to write the country that you're in. So it might be nuked Canada. And if you might have seen in the other comments or on other videos, there are chances to win other hats, but you might need to find the video that tells you what to write. That was solid. Drop and stop. Yeah, there we go. Into the rhythm of things now. So one thing I will just check, because that is 140 on a few of those shots, and I just want to have a quick hit with my pitching wedge. Literally just to see if 145 comes out, or maybe I've got a little bit faster through the ball since I first checked them. A little bit pulley. 145 target. Ooh, that's more than 145. Okay, so the 140 on the 48 makes more sense. I need to redo my yardages. 152. That's more like it. Arrows. Straight at it. 147. So I think my pitching wedge has just snuck a little bit longer than I thought. And if I grab one of my clubs and I do a blind test and I just hit it just to see if my number pops out, if it pops out there or thereabouts, then I'm quite happy. But if I start seeing it go a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, Might just recheck it before I go and compete, because I just want to get tuned into what my numbers are now. Obviously I work and live here, so like I've got more opportunity to do that, so you know, that kind of helps. And I remember seeing a video with Bryson DeChambeau, and it's the one where they do the grid, where they're trying to hit certain numbers into the grid, and Bryson said, oh, let me just see what my numbers are today. But they do play in different course conditions in different countries and different humidities and different climates, so there is a bit more variation in today for them. So 140, 138, 128, 125 I reckon. 125 on the 52 I'm guessing. I don't know why I'm showing you that because I haven't written it on there yet. Oh no, I pushed it. 128, cool. And I'm not hunting for yardage, I'm just hitting the ball and seeing what comes out. I do much prefer the idea of reverse engineering this whole process. I grab a club, I do a swing, I see what comes out, and then I go, right, that's what to expect. If I hit this an average of 125, whatever it is, so say I've got 133 to the pin, and I pick out a 125 stick, I'm just going to hit it 125. I'm not going to try and get it any further. I'm not going to try and take anything off. I'm just going to hit it where I predict. So then I'm swinging within myself. And ideally, just don't pick a number that's like 30 yards away from the target. Or if you're slightly into winds, you might pick a number that's past the pin. Ooh, a bit slappy. But 123. Feels as good as anything. 129, cool. And yes, there's a bit of variation. We get up a bit, we get down a bit. I'm just going to put the middle point. I'm going to put the average because I'm going to vary a bit away from that, but it is what it is. So average 126, not taking any out. And then the pitching wedge, or the 48 degree. There's one shot I want to take out, which is that one. Average 139. Pitching wedge average 148. So it is at the top end of what I thought it was, 148 to 139. Okay, cool. So that's like maybe a bit tighter than I'd like. And then I want 56. So 125, I reckon 110. 110? Oh, I just love the look of them. Nicely done. 115, okay. And if they're tighter together than I thought, then fine. Rattled through that pretty well. Bosh. And then once I get my partial shots in there as well, the partial shots will go shorter, but they'll also go lower. So the partial shots are quite good for firing into wind, so we get a bit more control. But it's just good to have full shots, numbers written down, one partial shot, numbers written down, and then I might put a third one in if I've got time, but I'm going for open qualifying, so I've got a bit of a need to get that third number in and just get it rehearsed, so I can just repeat that swing with 4 wedges and go, right, okay, there's a little network of numbers. And in addition to that, I've just hit 3 shots with the 56 and I've gone 115, 114, 115, which is very tight. So let's stick this at 100. This is the 60. What are we expecting here? Again, full shot with the 60 is not going to happen that often. Straight at it, and doink, 199. Beautiful. And if I have another partial shot that's around 99 yards, it's going to be coming in lower. If I've got the pin at the back of the green at 106, say, I might fire in that lower 99 or 100 yard shot because it's going to land 6 yards short-ish, and it's got a chance of just having a little skid up. If I've got the pin at the front of the green, I want to get that thing going past the pin, and I want it to be coming in steeper and landing a little bit softer. So that's where the full one of these might come in for that same yardage, but just for a slightly different angle into the pin. 99. Because that's coming in much higher. It's going to come in, it's going to stop nice and quick, come back. So I'd rather throw that past the pin with the chance of it coming back, rather than flirt with landing short of the green. Oh yeah, that's another note as well. These are all 2 degrees flat. So I'm 2 degrees flat in the irons and I'm 2 degrees flat in the wedges because I just want to hold that ball to the right hand side a little bit. And also, like, if you're opening the face of the 60 and stuff, it's just a lot nicer when that thing's flatter to get it to be able to do this. If it's more upright, it's a little bit harder to open the face. 99, 105, 99. So let's get, oh, I've lost the ball. So let's get one more of these in there, just to see if it's more towards the 105 or more towards the 99. That'll be more towards the 105 because I drop kicked it. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's 104 though. It's not detrimental. It's not like destroyed the shot. There we go. Fed very well. 100. Okay, cool. 12,000 spin. Oh, 12,000 spin. And you can see how much golf ball is left in those grooves. It's going to chew them up, but in a nice way because we get more spin for it. I do find these absolutely fantastic when they're wet as well. I'll have to do that in a later test. Jump in the comments if you want me to do a wet test on these. I'll literally drench it. So partial shots to do at a later date, but I just want to get these core yardages in. These are the ones I'm going to go to because I'm getting through the ball. I'm being more assertive through the ball, so it tends to be more consistent. But yardages look something like this. So that's a nice little pattern there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yardages. Lovely. So that pitching wedge just launches a bit lower. It is a little bit tight to the 48. Good to know what's happening. Progressive ball speed through here, so we get faster as we get less lofted. Progressive launch angle. Now launch angle I'm looking for is half of the loft of the club. So in the 60 degree, I'm looking for 30 and I've got it. In the 56, I'm looking for 28 and I've got it. 52, that's just launched a bit higher than I would like. So I'm looking for, what, 26. So that's just popped up, but my yardage is good, so I'm not too unhappy. 48, I'm looking for 24. Again, just so I'm a little bit higher in the 52 and the 48, but I'm bang on with these two. 44 degrees, I'm looking for 22, I've got 22. So I'll give this a little bit more time to go here. The spin hasn't come out on these two because the spin is higher than 10,000. But I've got 8.5, 8.7, 9.2, progressively more spin. These go into the 10,000 and above, so we'll see what the average is there in a sec. But I'm really happy with this. 148, 139, 126, 115 and 100. I've got my yardages there set out. So off the tee, I want to get it from 100 to 150 in that window, and I'm gonna have a number that's close enough to get near the pin. So I've got a nice 50-yard gap there to get into off the tee. That's all I want to do. I want to cover this ground. And then the partial shots in there as well will just give me more choice. Nice consistent yardages, that's what I was looking for before. Last year I had bigger loft gaps at this bottom end of the bag, and my differences between each club was just too big. But yeah, there we go. So that's exactly what I wanted from my golf bag. It's literally like that nice big 50-yard area that I'm trying to get into off the tee. If I can't reach the green, I want to get in that block. But yes, partial shots to come, so bottom of the grip. I don't know if I'll do a video on that or whether I'll just do it without recording it. If you want to see that video, get in the comments and say, show us your half shots. But if you found this like a little bit boring, then don't worry about it. See you on the next one.